Let's get into some Sunday League news, bro.
Yeah.
So first things first, under the radar, your club. They're doing quite well this season,
They're
man.
doing amazing.
They're doing all right,
I'm
mate.
really proud of them, you know.
Let's talk about them in the league so far.
Yes.
Okay, so SFL league, they're still in there. They're propping it up. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
They're propping up that league because, again, everyone's left. Dons has left. Highgate left. AC Hampstead Town left. It's now a 16 league. I've got to call it out. It's not looking good.
It's not looking good, Bev. It's not looking good.
Yeah.
But you guys are looking good.
Yeah.
In terms of the league. So let's round off the positive in that sense. But yeah, assess the season so far, man.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I think it's no surprise, right? I'll say this, right? Under the Radar has always been in conversations as the greatest team in Sunday League. And there's a lot of people that want to question it, and they might put different names based off just, I'll say, following more than anything else, but it's showcased. Like, we went invincibles for 3 years in a row. We had our dip last year, but let's be honest, we've missed so much of our players last year, and we were still in contention to go into playoffs and do all of these things. You know, whether you miss your club captain, your vice captain. I missed, I think it was like more than half of the season last year, and like Sam Bailey was out. And this year, it just showcases it, right? The fact that we've been doing amazing, unbeaten in all competitions. You know, that's not something that just happens overnight, you know what I mean? And realistically, I'm just happy that we've been given our flowers. And yeah, you know what? We're playing to the occasion. Yeah, a lot of teams have left. But what was the case when we went unbeaten in the SFL 2 years ago, you know?
Talk to them, man.
A lot of those teams were there. Of course, you know, you didn't have your Highgate, Hammersmith or whatnot, and I give massive credit to them because they're amazing sides, and it's a shame that they're not as connected, but, you know, everyone's got their reasonings. But I feel like there was a lot of disrespect on our name because of the league that we played in before, and everyone was like, oh, you've played against these teams plenty of times, you know, all of those guys, they just want to go to the pub, whatever. But the talent is inevitable. We've got ex-pros, we've got players that are regularly playing semi-professional football, you know, very decent level, and, you know, there's plenty of people that could even go and play pro abroad, or some may even be able to play League Two. And I know that's a crazy part, but I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been at that level before where I've seen League Two, I've seen Conference, I've played at those type of clubs, and I know that we've definitely got the ability to do something like that, and I'm just proud of the boys, genuinely. That's all I can say.
So when you lot are going on league, man? Come on, John. We had this conversation last
we
time.
did.
Come on.
Whatever happens next year, I'm sure that we'll kill it regardless.
Ooh, so they might be going non-league?
I have no idea.
You can't lie to me, boy.
I have no idea.
Come on.
And look, I wish that I was as connected and I knew the answers. But you know what? That's been something that we've been thinking about, and realistically, it just came down to the fact that the leagues that we wanted to join, they were the ones that were causing more havoc than us. It was something that we considered, and we've been considering for years. And I'm not sure how much, you know, they probably want to say or whatever, but it was something that definitely crossed our mind. I mean, I know that we're happy that we're doing well in the SFL as well.
But I think,
you know, credit to that as well.
But I think you'll hit a ceiling if you haven't already, in terms of similar to what Dons did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was saying it before it happened.
Yeah.
They've hit a ceiling in terms of giving everything that they can to grassroots football and Sunday league football. And then they had to make that jump to non-league football,
course.
and it made sense. And now they're prospering. But I still feel like the same with you guys and Baiteze to an extent as well, that it's almost like, what else can you do now?
No, of course. I mean, you know what? We still wanted to fight in the London International Cup. Those are literally the only cups that we haven't won. And there's plenty of times that we were in the runnings and we've, you know, messed up here and there, or just things didn't work out our way, which happens in football, especially in knockout football. But trust me, non-league was something that we definitely did have in mind for ages. And I think we would do amazing in non-league. I think we would do amazing in anything. And, you know, there's definitely things that need to be considered if we was to do it, because, of course, there's plenty of people that already do non-league. So how is that going to affect things? And, you know, financially, how is that going to affect things and whatnot? So there's definitely a lot of things that was being considered, and that's the reason why, you know, things might be a little bit slower in that situation. But I'll definitely keep an eye out for it. So it could be something that could happen in the future. if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm sure whatever we do, we're gonna kill it. So.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned the Nationals, man, because you lot have been killing it, man. I've been following the Nationals very heavily this season, working with Copper 90, shout out to them. And yeah, you went through against FC Batco on penalties.
Right-footed, places it down to Tyler's left, and he's equal to it. Yes! Right-footed, left side, goalkeeper's right, able to block out the noise. They were saying a lot as I stepped up, and on this occasion, they've been silenced.
You got East London Ballers, which is pretty much Baiteze B. No, not B-Tech, sorry. Baiteze B.
Yeah.
Now, shout out to Carvel and Kranz and everyone else over there as well, Shaq as well. So how do you reckon you'll fare over there in terms of that competition? Do you guys reckon that you can win it this season? Because you're one of three London teams in there. Highgate's still in there, of course. And obviously you've got East London Ballers in there. So how do you reckon you'll fare in there?
We're in it to win it, right? You know, like realistically, anyone that's in that competition all has a percent to win. And like I said, I always back my boys in everything that they do. Like, we're a very strong side, and even some of the better sides that we've played, like we've played Baiteze before, put up a fight. You know, the 2-2, I know it was pre-season, it was probably our first game anyway. Even with Highgate, then amazing side, I have to give credit to them. But even during the years, the scorelines probably don't fully reflect the actual outcome. I'm not saying that we didn't deserve to lose or anything like that, but we've definitely put up games where we should have done better. I can even speak for myself. Last year, coming off injury, it was my first game back, and you know, I made an error that led to a goal and helped Highgate win, and it's one of those things where...
So you want them again then, basically, in it to rectify that wrong?
Listen, at this point, like anyone, because at the end of the day, you're going to face all the good teams at some point anyway, right?
Well, it's quarterfinals now, it's getting serious.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
So realistically, I just want us to win it. Like, realistically, I think it's something that we can definitely do, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that we could do, you know, by the end of summer.
Listen, I'm rooting for you guys, because like you said, you feel kind of overlooked in the sense of like all the other teams, like SC Dons always get the plaudits, and rightfully so, Baiteze as well, but under the radar, you kind of literally do.
Yeah, we are under the radar,
yeah, in that sense. Like, even down to the gaffer, like, I was going to ask you.
Massively.
Who do you think is like the best Sunday League gaffer?
Oh.
Come on, I mean, that was a cross.
No, like, realistically, I've got to say Marth, right? And you know what, like, he used to get a lot of stick, whether it was like tactically or whatnot, right? But to have so many personalities and so much talent and be able to control it, right? And be able to showcase results, right? Because it's one thing to, you know, have a good squad or whatever, but to consistently, nearly every single year, win trophies and win multiple like that is impressive. And you can't really, you know, bet against that. It's the same way as when people look at like someone like Pep and they go, oh, but he's got all of the keys to make it work. But realistically,
you still got to put him in and, you know, try it out and get the right.
And the one thing with Marth is like everyone plays for him. Like, there's plenty of times where I've played multiple seasons with like injured hips, or like I've had doctors tell me you should be out for 2-3 months. And I'll be back in 2 weeks, just because I'm like, I want to play for the team and I want to show everything, and he's a big part of that. He created a culture and, you know, a situation where everybody wants to fight and everyone wants to win. So even last year when we did like lose our games, because we went, 4 years in the league without losing a game. So when we did finally lose a game, no one knew how to react, and it was like,
this isn't what we do.
Exactly, and everyone was like angry, but it was like understandable, because we've put ourselves at such a level that we want to keep ourselves at that level. And I think this year is a great example of it, where I'm happy that we're back to that level, because we deserve to be back at that level, because we are those type of players, and that's just the best way to kind of put it. So he's definitely, you know, up there. There's definitely plenty of managers that I can say, you know, I like what Highgate has done. Like I said, I've got mad props for them, Baiteze, all of those teams. But once again, I've got to back my gaffer, and bias aside, you know, he is amazing, so credit to him.
Nah, fair play.